KSJE and the Farmington Public Library present Cuentos Hahne and Tales.
Hello, my name is Kristi Devarges, and I am a youth services technician at the Farmington Public Library, and I'm going to be reading you a few books today. I picked some books from our Pika Book collection, which is a special collection that is in front of our, we pick different titles and we showcase them. Today I'm going to be reading you a few books from that collection. The first book is called Pinduli, and it is written by Janell. The sun was low in the East African sky. The animals had been sleeping all through the hot afternoon, and now they began to stir. Pinduli awoke before Mama Hyena, eager to explore. "Don't go far, Mama Jan. We must hunt soon. There has been so little to eat lately that we'll need all night to find enough to fill our bellies." Pinduli promised to stay close and trotted away. As Pinduli passed the water hole, she spied sleepy animals in the brush. She sniffed the air, which was rich with exquisite and mysterious smells. But something was not so exquisite or mysterious. It was the smell of dog. Pinduli's sharp ears picked up the soft pounding of pads on the dirt. She spotted a pack of wild dogs at play on a faraway ridge, and then they saw her. The leader dashed towards Pinduli. The others trailed behind and yelped, "Watch out, dog! It's a hyena!" "Just a shrimpy one," Dog scoffed, coming closer. "And if it didn't have all that stripy fur, those ears would make me think it was a baby elephant." The pack erupted into wheezing laughter and galloped away, tongues lolling. Pinduli had never given a thought to her ears. Were they really so big? She let them fall flat against her head. Blip, plop. "I can hardly hear now," Pinduli thought, but she kept her ears down. "Ahem!" A rumbling voice came from the scrub. "Ahem!" Pinduli whirled around. "A lion!" The little hyena poofed her mane and suddenly looked twice her size. She was sure that she was mighty fierce, but Lion just calmly looked her up and down. Then he leaned his old scarred face nearer and said, "That prickly fringe hardly becomes you, young lady." Pinduli's mane flopped as she hurried away. She had never given a thought to her coat. Was it really so straggly? Pinduli circled back to the water hole, waded into the pool, and let the water soak into her fur. She figured that when the water ran off, her coat would lie flat. No more prickly fringe. Zebra and two friends strolled by, their brown eyes glinting at the sight of the soggy little hyena. Pinduli didn't like their amused look. She tried to lower herself deeper into the water and disappear, but she was too late. "If you're going to do stripes, please, please, please work on your symmetry and clarity. Good grooming, not soaking, will take some of that unpleasant haziness out of your patterns," whinnied Zebra. Then the three tossed their heads, dipped their lips into the water, and drank. Pinduli splashed past the startled zebras and escaped to a quiet spot. Were her stripes really so disorderly? Didn't Mama Hyena always say she was the most beautiful hyena ever? She rolled and rolled in the pale dust, which stuck to her wet fur. Soon her stripes had completely vanished. Ears pinned, coat flattened, and dusted to a pallid gray, Pinduli wanted nothing more than to get home, hoping no one would notice her. "I'm really in trouble now," she worried. "I've been gone a long time, and Mama gets awful cranky when she's hungry." As she headed back to the rocky den, she saw Lion, Zebra, and Dog, along with his rowdy pals, hanging around the water hole. A few wildebeests were there, too, for an evening drink. "My, it's busy out here tonight," thought Pinduli, edging away from the others. No luck. The animals turned to see who was coming. Their jaws dropped. Their eyes bulged. Pinduli looked around wildly. What did they see? "A ghost!" the animals screamed. An evil spirit is upon us! They jumped and ran. Where? Cried Pinduli as she raced behind them. Feet pounded and dust flew, and no one answered. The terrified crowd tore through thorny brush, over craggy stone, and horrified, found themselves at a dead end in a small canyon. They screeched to a halt, huddling closely as they turned to face their worst fear. Dog was the first to speak. "Oh, great spirit," he howled, "you've come for me. I know it, because I made fun of a young hyena's ears." All eyes were on Pinduli. "Ah, so I'm the ghost," she thought. "I'd better get in character before they recognize me." "Go on, dog," said Pinduli in a low, deep voice. "The spirits want to know why you would commit such a hideous, awful, atrocious crime." Dog's voice quivered. I don't know. I guess I was still mad at Fennec Fox for calling me a butterfly head." Lion joined in. "Please spare us your wrath. I too have spread discord by insulting a young hyena's mane, but Vulture called my own mane a mange." Pinduli nodded sagely. Zebra stomped her hoof. "Owl told me my stripes were garish." A tear rolled down her long face. Everyone fell silent. Pinduli's mind whirled as she tried to think of what a ghostly spirit might say. Of course, spirits always give tasks and want offerings, she thought. Let's see. Okay, Mama will love this. "In order to appease bad spirits, you must find your tormentors and make peace," Pinduli called out with authority, "and always leave a bit of every meal as an offering. If you do this, I shall never return." She turned and glided away on her tiptoes, trying not to smile. Thank you, cried the creatures. "We will do as you say." Once out of sight, Pinduli raced home. "There you are," cried Mama Hyena as Pinduli galloped up to her. "You look awful." Pinduli was so glad to be home again, it was worth getting in trouble. She didn't even mind the 5 baths it took to get the dirt out of her fur. In fact, it took all night to get Pinduli looking like a beautiful hyena again. "I was worried sick. I went looking everywhere for you," said Mama Hyena as she helped smooth Pinduli's coat. "Now that you're all straightened up, we've got to get out and find something to eat. It's already morning, and I'm sure you're as ravenous as I am." Pinduli's stomach growled. That very morning, Dog, Lion, and Zebra searched the wide savanna until they found Fennec Fox, Vulture, and Owl. "We have come here by the order of the Great Spirit," Dog announced. "We must find out why you were so rude to us." Fennec Fox spoke up. "I guess I was having a bad day. Servile Cat said I looked like a little fuzzy bat without wings." He nodded to Dog. "Your ears really aren't so bad." Vulture ducked his bald head. "Marabou Stork called me Moonscape, so I got mad and made fun of Lion." Owl moaned. "Adder said my feathery stripes look more like scribbles." "Let's go find those 3 and get to the bottom of this." The oddball crowd went searching and found Servile, Marabou, and Adder. "We've come here on the order of the Great Spirit," they declared. "Uh-oh. I'm in trouble for laughing at Owl's stripes," hissed Adder. "Miss Zebra, do you remember?" "When I said your stripes were dull," mumbled Zebra. Marabou stepped forward on his stilt-like legs. "Lion told me that the glare of the sun on my head hurts his eyes." "Sorry," grumbled the big bald cat. Then Dog blurted, "Oh dear, Servile, please forgive me." Servile's amber eyes squinted at Dog. "You mean for the time that you said the wind might pick me up by my giant ears and blow me away?" He said. "Yep," Dog yipped. "Who am I to be talking about ears?" He pranced about, flopping his big ears like the wings of a butterfly. Serviel burst out laughing, and everyone, including Dog, joined in. From that day on, things began to change for Pinduli and her mother. Instead of spending hours hungrily scrounging for meager meals, they found delicious treats everywhere. "Look, again, eggs, fish, fruit. It's a miracle," exclaimed Mama. As Pinduli tasted a sweet berry, she said, "The Great Spirit must be smiling upon us." Mama Hyena looked at her grinning daughter. "Wait a minute. Do you have something to do with this?" Laughing and feasting, Pinduli told the whole story. "You're not only the most beautiful hyena ever," said Mama. "You're the smartest hyena ever." And there's some information about different hyenas and some of the other animals that we met in the book. And that book was Pinduli by Janell Cannon. The next book that I'm going to read to you is called 5 Little Monkeys Reading in Bed by Eileen Christelow. When the 5 little monkeys are ready for bed, their mama reads stories, then kisses each head. "It's bedtime for monkeys, now turn out the light. Oh, Mama, oh please, one more story tonight." But Mama's too tired. She's read more than 4. Lights out, sweet dreams, she closes their door. One monkey whispers, "This book looks so good. If Mama won't read it, then maybe we could?" The monkeys start reading. The story is sad. One monkey is weeping. She feels so bad. "That puppy is lost. It's snowing. Oh no! What happens next?" Then out come the tissues. They all start to bawl. They sob and they cry till the last page of all. It's such a good ending, their sobs turn to cheers. The monkeys are loud. You should cover your ears. "Look, his dad finds him. Hooray! Yay! Yippee! Wow! Woohoo! Whoopee!" In fact, they're so noisy that Mama runs in. "What's all this racket? This chaos? This din?" One monkey admits with a guilt-ridden look. "We've been reading the very best, happy, sad book." "Yay!" Oops. Mama raises an eyebrow. "What was it I said?" "Lights out, sweet dreams, no more reading in bed." Then one monkey sighs as she turns out the light. "I wish we could read this new ghost book tonight." Just look at that goblin and mean-looking ghost. It's those shadowy bats that I like most. Ooh-wee! One monkey starts hooting, an eerie ghost sound. And soon they're all wailing and jumping around. Then a dark, spooky shadow appears on the wall. But a knock on the door is what frightens them all. "It's a ghost!" they scream. "Ah!" But then Mama walks in. What's all this racket, this chaos, this din? The monkeys all gasp. We thought you were the ghost. This book is so scary, we like it the most. Mama raises an eyebrow. What was it I said? Lights out, sweet dreams, no more reading in bed. One monkey shivers. That book was so creepy, so good, but so scary. I'll never be sleepy. She pulls out a joke book. We've got to be quiet. But the jokes are so funny. In fact, they're a riot. The monkeys try hard not to giggle or laugh, but then there's a joke with a foolish giraffe. Why do giraffes have long necks? So they can wear lots of ties. Ha 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 ha. Hee hee hee. Oh no. Ha 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 ha. It's so silly. So goofy. They all start to roar. But then can you guess who flings open their door? Oh yes, it's Mama. She comes storming right in. What's all this racket, this chaos, this din? The monkeys keep giggling. They just cannot quit. Mama picks up their books. I've had it. That's it. Then she raises an eyebrow. Did you hear what I said? This is so funny. Lights out. Sweet dreams. No more reading in bed. Well, the monkeys are tired. They're almost asleep when they hear someone giggle, then laugh, then weep. Do you hear all that noise? And just who could it be? Let's sneak down the hall. Can you guess what they see? It's Mama. Oh, Mama, they giggle. What was it you said? Lights out, sweet dreams, no more reading in bed. Those monkeys are sleepy. They head out the door. Just wait till tomorrow when we'll read more. And that book was 5 Little Monkeys Reading in Bed by Eileen Christelow. The next book I'm going to read is called The Dog Who Belonged to No One by Amy Hest, illustrated by Amy Bates. Once there was a small dog with crooked ears. He belonged to no one. And once there was a wisp of a girl named Leah. The dog who belonged to no one was a perfectly nice fellow with a perfectly nice temperament. He was not a loud barker, nor was he a biter, jumper, fussy eater, or grumbler. Leah lived with her mother, a baker, and her father, a baker, in a crooked little house on the edge of town. It always smelled wonderful there, like bread in the oven, and cake. The porch had a soft nightlight. The dog who belonged to no one tried hard to be helpful every day. When the baseballs of summer sailed into the woods, he found the baseballs. When the air turned cold and mittens went missing, he found the mittens. Not that anyone took notice of a small dog with crooked ears. Every Sunday, the busiest day for bakers, Leah saddled up her bike with fine breads and gorgeous cakes to deliver to town. The dog who belonged to no one spent his days quite alone, exploring the narrow streets and wide boulevards of town after town. All through the changing seasons, he longed for a friend. There are many high hills, and Leah pedaled very hard. Her legs grew tired. To make herself feel less alone, she thought up stories as she pedaled. The stories were like friends on her long ride to town. As day turned slowly to night, the dog who belonged to no one tried to outrun the night. Run, run, run! But a small dog could not outrun the night. As the dark grew darker, he trembled, he shook. To make himself less lonely, he pictured a yard and a porch with a soft light. He pictured a cozy corner where he can tuck himself inside himself and dream of belonging to someone. As days turned slowly to night, Leah pedaled all the way home. Pedal, 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 to the crooked little house, where she climbed into bed and tucked herself in herself and dreamed. One Sunday morning, a storm whipped into town, a great big Sunday soaker. The dog who belonged to no one tried to outrun the storm. Run, run, run! At that very moment, on that very Sunday, a wisp of a girl was racing home. Pedal, pedal, pedal. But the small dog could not outrun the storm. How wet he was, soaked to the bone. Leah was soaked right to the bone. He shook, he shivered, he dripped. When the wind blew, his crooked ears blew. She shook, she shivered, she dripped. When the wind blew, her hair blew too. The dog who belonged to no one ran and ran to the edge of town and onto the porch of the crooked little house. Leah pedaled and pedaled to the edge of town, right to the porch where her parents were waiting, and a small dog was waiting, and a soft light was on. Inside there was bread in the oven and cake, and the towels were warm. In time, the dog who belonged to no one stopped shivering. Leah stopped too. They both had cake. Afterwards, he tucked himself inside himself on Leah's chair. As the day turned to night, he dreamed, and in his dreams, he had a friend. When he woke up, Leah was there. Hello, she said, and she stayed right there, telling him a story of a wisp of a girl and a small dog with crooked ears. And they belonged to each other all through the changing seasons. And that book was The Dog Who Belonged to No One by Amy Hest and illustrated by Amy Bates. These are all of books from our Peek-a-Book collection, which we put on display over near our Storytime doors. They change out routinely. The 3 books that I read to you today were Pinduli by Janell Cannon, 5 Little Monkeys Reading in Bed by Eileen Christelow, and The Dog Who Belonged to No One by Amy Hest. You can check out these books and many more at the Farmington Public Library. You can also find out what we have going on in terms of events by visiting www.infoway.org and looking at our calendar. Thank you.
This has been Cuentos Hahne and Tales, presented by the Farmington Public Library and KSJE 90.9 FM.